Alright, so I'm done messing with the rust on the metal. It's actually time to start building the trailer. So the dimensions are going to be Mike from the future here to help out Mike from the past. So the last video was honestly a little bit of a teaser video. But it was also to show, it was also to try to help you guys save a little bit of money, or at least show you how you can save some money. The point wasn't necessarily to show you how to remove rust. There's a lot of tutorials online that show how to actually remove rust. But all those tutorials seem to be with small parts. And so what do you do when you have a large piece of metal? Well, I was trying to show that there's ways to be creative to actually use some of those techniques to remove the rust from larger pieces of metal. So pretty much we got the rust off, cleaned up on that metal, and now Mike from the past is going to continue on with actually building the truck bed itself. He's going to start out by just showing you how the tray is built, primarily because you can measure the tray, figure out all the dimensions of the actual tray without taking the bed off the truck. Once the tray's done, then the bed of the truck will have to come off, so all the mounting points can be figured out where they go, and some of those kind of fine-tune the tray on how it sits on the actual back of the truck, which I've already figured out. So while he goes along with building that tray, I'm going to continue along with what I'm doing, which is finishing up the actual bed itself. So back to Mike from the past. But anyway, here we go. Let's cut some metal.
Everything's fine. Wouldn't expect any more from this. The situation's in line with every story that I heard of the burning bliss.
Alright, so I've got the metal all cut. I've ground off most of the mill scale. Prepped it, cleaned it up. It's ready to go. So I'm gonna get everything set up, squared up. I've got some of these big Bertha clamps that I use to try to get stuff as square as possible. Anyway, I'm gonna get everything set up. I've got to do it on my garage floor. It's fairly flat. I don't know if it's not perfect, but I should be able to get everything close. Let's get it all set up and then we'll go from there.
Trying to appreciate, and I wait, trying to evaluate. Was it something that I changed?
So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to measure it in, diagonally and make sure that I'm square. 100.5. So I'm going to also measure, I think, at the front board here. So I'm at 99 and about just under 7/8. Just over 3/4 actually. Okay. We'll do the same thing here. And just over 3/4. So I'm about as square as I'm going to get this. Alright, so I've got 2 of these cross members cut and fitted in here. I needed to measure the bed of the truck to figure out where the wheel wells are. Because I wanted to put these, let's see if I can see that. Wanted to put these in between the wheel wells. Let's move this camera here. Alright, so yeah, so what I wanted to do is I wanted so that the wheels fenders come up and have a nice solid place to weld them to. So I needed to measure that. I measured approximately the center of the hub from the front of the bed, and that'll give me pretty close approximation. If it's off by a little bit, it's okay. It's all underneath. Everything will get cut to fit correctly. So I got one more cross member to cut. So let's get that last one cut.
Got away from it all, everything it reminds me of you. I got 200 downs on a list that I will try to do. I can't see myself with anyone else. So I got to the first on a list with a pain in my heart. No matter what I'll do, I try not to fall apart. I can't see you with anyone else. Do you feel alive when you save yourself? It's a long way down, but I feel alive. None of this will break my bones, but the memories may hug me down. But I will let go. It is on my mind, and in this heart there is room for you even if you let me down. When you see me, I know you may think.
Alright, so we're back at it again today. I've got the whole frame, everything's welded up. I'm going to add a little bit more bead to these corners. Only because this is all going to get ground flush. So I have that nice clean look, continuous look. So I want to put a little bit more. Anyway, so today the project is do is I'm going to build a canopy for this. It will be removable, so I can use just the flatbed. But I want the canopy to be more integrated with the bed rather than just a small box, or a box that basically just sits on top of the flatbed the way most canopies are. So what that is going to entail is the floor of the flatbed is going to be integrated in such a way that the canopy, that it can be the floor of the canopy also. Most of the canopies actually have a floor in them that's separate from the flatbed. It's kind of pointless. Anyway, so that's the reason why these cross supports here are lifted up about 1/4 of an inch. Because in order for the canopy to use the floor, I need to put in a drip rail. So that the water doesn't get up in the canopy. It allows the water to run out and stay out of the canopy. So I'm going to do it with this 3/4 inch by 16 gauge square tube. And what we're going to do is we're going to tack it right, we're going to weld it right up along here. Show you that. So what we're going to do is we're going to tack it right up along the edge here. Like you can see right here, I'll show you, that sits up about 1/4 of an inch. My floor, reason it's set up like that is because the floor is going to be, well, we'll talk about the floor later and it'll make a lot of sense. But once this is welded down, this gives us a nice drip rail for the doors of the canopy to close into. And then for the back here, the tailgate of it is going to be made out of 1.5 inch framing, probably 16 gauge, and it'll just go on like that. And as you can see, gives you a nice gap for the tailgate to close into, and then they'll get weather stripping, whatever, inside of there. But that's the project. We're going to get this welded up. And then after that's welded up, we'll move on to the next project. All right, I've got the drip rail finished. That's this right here. It's all welded in. I just did some stitch welding. I don't think I'm going to run a full bead all the way along there. That just introduced so much heat, and I run the risk of warping it. And everything is so nice and straight right now. It's plenty strong enough in there. I've got it welded up on these cross members pretty tight. I think what I'll do is I'll probably fill this in with, once everything's all finished, I'll probably fill it in with some silicone, just seal it up that way so I don't get water through there. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna be happy with the welds I've got in there. I may put a few underneath here. I have a few on top. I might put a few underneath when I flip it over, work on the other side. So a few things I got left to do. I got to run to the store. I've got to get some angle iron. I forgot with the floor, I got to have some kind of support in between here. So I'm going to get some angle iron that I can run in between there and add that support. So it's looking good. That's where I am right now. All right, so got some angle iron. It's getting late, so I'm not going to cut it and put it in here just yet, except for this piece. So what I need right here, so this is the back of the truck, and I just need a piece for the board to rest on. So I'm going to take this piece of 3/4 inch angle iron here, and we're going to weld it in right here. I can get it in there. Yeah, so I'm going to get it welded in right there just like that. That'll give me a lip for the floor to rest on. So get that tacked in tonight, and that'll be it for the night. Until next time. I've got the back support on. The front's going to just get a 1/2 inch. It's already got the support. I do need to take the some more angle iron here, and I'm going to put supports all along the side. Those are going to be set in such a way that I can bolt the floor down with them. I'm going to put some tabs on, some additional tabs for bolting the floor down. I want the floor bolted down because I'm thinking, okay, if I bolt it down, then maybe it can be unbolted if I ever had to get to the fuel tank and put it in the fuel pump, even though I've already done it. Never know. Anyway, yeah, so I'll go ahead and get those finished up, and I think other than some cleaning up of some welds, not because I'm trying to make them pretty, but because I want to flatten some stuff out so stuff lays nice when I get it all put in. So I'll get all that done, and then I think the tray is mostly done. And then after that, I can pull the bed off the truck and start getting the tray fitted up to the truck. So stay tuned. That's where I am right now. So hopefully the next video we'll have the bed off the truck and start getting this the new flatbed put on. So be sure to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you get updates, and I'll see you in the next video.